24 months ago, last month, the failed stimulus, $787 billion. You know, if we had done something we really needed to do with that money, like rebuild I-70 and I-44, you might have something to show for it. But we were told we'd have nothing higher than 8% unemployment. We went to just under 10, and it's still at 9, measured higher on certain other measurements like the Gallup survey. And underemployment, when you add it all up, it's about 16%. Jobs is the #1 issue that Missourians and Americans have, and this administration is not meeting it because there's nobody from the private sector in this administration. If they're not lawyers, they're academics, like the president, or they're lecturers from some think tank. And they simply have no feel for the private sector. So once again, it comes to us Republicans to exercise that kind of leadership. And I'm proud to say we are exercising it. By the way, in all these items I just mentioned, which are assaults on our liberty here in Missouri, our governor has been silent. He's been a spectator. He has not been the man in the arena, he's been a spectator. Except on the occasion of the passage of the stimulus, it turned out there was money for what they call high-speed rail. That should be put in quotation marks. So-called high-speed rail. It is not high speed. By the way, high-speed rail, we were told in the President's State of the Union speech that it's all about winning the future. Are we going to win the future with the technology out of the 19th and early 20th century? Rail? Can they be serious about that? But our governor went over to Illinois to stand up with whoever is governor of Illinois this week and said, we're all excited about high-speed rail to where? To Chicago. Yeah. We've got about 1.5 miles of it in the state of Missouri, and the rest of it is a slow-speed rail to move jobs and investment out of our state. And it is also an unending drain on the taxpayers of Missouri. And if you haven't followed this, I want to make sure you know that 3 of our magnificent new Republican governors have said no to the high-speed rail money. They said that is a bargain we cannot afford in Ohio. John Kasich said that. In the Badger state of Wisconsin, the new star is born. Scott Walker said that. Finally, about 10 days ago, the new Republican governor, Rick Scott in Florida, said, no, thank you, send the money back. Yeah. The first 2, Governors Walker and Kasich, said, we want to use it for needed highway programs, bridges, roads, highways. The Obama administration said, no, it may be used only for rail. Kasich then said, then take it back to Washington and use it for deficit reduction. Yeah. And the Obama administration said essentially, if you're not going to waste this money, we're going to find somebody who will. And the money went to California where they know how to waste it.